Okay, hi everyone. My voice cracked, of course, right at that moment. Hi guys, happy payday, happy Tuesday. I'm really excited to host this Zoom. This has been for a long time one of my favorite Zooms to jump on, and I think it just got better, honestly. Now that we're switching out leaders, interviewing different leaders, interviewing people that are on fire, the Zoom has been and will always give me just fire throughout the week. So I'm really, really excited of who I'm going to interview today. We're going to bounce a little bit back and forth on how we have people coming in that are really, really successful, how we've gotten where our success is today. And she's become seriously a sister to me. It's kind of a funny story, and I kind of want to start with this and if you guys don't know, my name's Ashley Sy. I feel like everyone knows me, but there's so many new people on the team. Teams are growing fast. It makes me so excited. So funny story, and something I want to start off with is, you guys, customer retention and customer appreciation is seriously one of the hugest things that you need to keep focused on in this business. I feel like a lot of people think the sale ends when they order. That's actually when the relationship begins. You really need to, Tracy, one of my girls that has been training our team, says if you want loyalty, you need to treat them like royalty. And Denisse actually joined me on accident as a customer. She wasn't super ready. She was skeptical like I was in the beginning. I think a lot of us were. But anyway, she joined kind of on accident, and it just became it was just kind of a meant to be story, honestly. She was one of my customers that was on auto ship. She lives in Florida, and I sent her a sweater, like a hot, fuzzy sweater, like she was living in Minnesota with me or something. I think she wore it for the first time recently, when it finally got a little bit cold in Florida. But she and I just became really good friends through her being a customer of mine, because I stayed in contact with her and made sure she was doing okay. So you guys remember, it's very, very important to keep following up with your customers, because your customers will be your best promoters. Every single time my customers switch, they are on fire because they already love the products. 9 times out of 10, they already feel the energy from it, if not have, some sort of results physically from it. And so just keep that in mind when you're like, oh my gosh, I can't sign promoters. I can't sign promoters. If you're good at signing customers and you treat them well, they will become some of your best promoters. So we talk all day, every day. We do this business side by side. We've built groups for our teams. We've traveled. She's came to my house and stayed with me. My kids call her Aunt Denisse. And so I'm really excited to introduce our newest 12K. She grabbed a $12,000 bonus last month, and she got her and her wife's account also a 4K bonus. So they're absolutely a firehouse. Her team's on fire, and I'm just so excited to introduce you to her and kind of hear a little bit about her. So I'm going to have her come on. Denisse, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you found Thrive, where you were before Thrive. Yeah, something like that, and we'll get into it. Love you, girl.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Can you see me okay? Perfection. So I'm going to start off by saying, because I feel like it's so important to meet people where they are. And I want to say that I'm so nervous to be on here. My heart is pounding. I'm profusely sweating, and you just can't see it, thankfully. But one of the reasons why I feel like I have grown so much in this year is because I continue to put myself in situations that scare the crap out of me. I do it scared, and I'm honest about how it's scary to try new things. It's scary to, get on live. It's scary to get on a Zoom. It's scary to do these things, but anywhere where we are comfortable, we are not growing. So I just wanted to hop on and say, if you see my hands shaking or my voice stutters, it's because I am scared, but I'm doing it anyways. Ashley told me yesterday, she's like, girl, I need a favor. Can you hop on this Zoom? I know you're going to hate me. And I'm like, fine, I'll do it. But anyways, I'm Denisse. I am just recently 12K. I live in Florida, kind of like Daytona Beach area. I am married, have a beautiful 9-year-old daughter, a bunch of pets. And I actually found Thrive before I knew Ashley. There was a girl that I was working with, and she had been on Thrive, and I had seen her results, and she had actually given me a sample, but I was never walked through the sample. I was never followed up with. And as we hear, those samples end up sitting on the counter, not being used. So it's super important that when we're giving out samples, that we're being on top of the people we're giving these samples to and make sure they're taking it properly, make sure, all throughout those days. So anyways, I found it through her and I didn't really do anything of it. And then I somehow ended up in Ashley's space. I don't know if you added me. I don't know if I added you. Who knows? I just loved your vibe. I loved your energy. You're just so happy. I just I don't know. I just felt like I connected to Ashley. And I think that I messaged her one day and was just like, okay, give me the scoop. Give me the scoop on how this works. So a little backstory on before I actually joined Thrive and started going in it. I was struggling with an addiction to alcohol. I was really deep in this addiction. It was 5 years of a battle for me. And I actually ordered my first package with Ashley while under the influence. So there is that piece of information. So I ordered it, I was ballsy. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and order this. And I started taking the steps. I wasn't taking it consistently, but I was still seeing a little bit of a change in my body. Fast forward a little bit to the beginning of last year. I finally told myself after years of struggling, with my addiction to alcohol, I was like, I'm tired of this life. I can't live like this anymore. I'm constantly tired. I'm constantly sick. I'm not getting anywhere with my goals. I'm not moving forward. I'm not happy. And I know that this is the thing that I need to drop out of my life. So on 2/2 of 2022, I decided to get sober. And at that same time, I still had a box of Thrive in my hands, right? So I was like, all right, I'm going to start moving my body. I'm going to start putting healthy things into my body. And I have these vitamins, may as well start using them. So I started using them. And within 2 days, I was just like, oh my gosh, I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so good. I was talking to my wife about it. I was talking to my family about it. I just couldn't stop talking about it. Even though I wasn't selling, I was just using them. I was obsessed. I just felt so good. And it felt so great to feel good after so long feeling bad, after feeling so bad for such a long time. So my wife actually told me one day we were shopping around at Five Below and I'm just here talking about the steps. And it's like, you would be if there was a commercial about Thrive, you would be the face of it. And I was just like, and something clicked in me in that moment. And I was like, this was 5 days in. And I was like, you're right. If I'm going to keep talking about it, if I'm going to keep sharing about it, I may as well try the business side of it. And so I was really nervous to make this step because I had been with network marketing 2 times before. I didn't have a good experience. There's many reasons why those experiences didn't go good, but network marketing was just not something that I ever saw myself getting back into. I was worried about what people were going to think. I was worried if they were going to be like, oh, there she is doing another network marketing company, beware, because I used to be that cold spammer or that cold messenger. That was me back in 2015. So, but anyways, I pushed those fears aside. I talked to my wife. I'm like, listen, I want you to support me in this. Please don't make fun of me when you see me on my live videos and doing this and doing that. And I told Ashley, all right, girl, sign me up. I'm ready. It was a way for me to kind of not focus so much on not drinking. And it was something that I had in my hands that I could focus on, something that I could take as my little baby, nurture, focus on, have fun with, and just not always be just living life as, okay, today I'm not going to drink. Today I'm not going to drink. Today I'm not going to drink. It was more of, okay, today I'm going to talk in stories. Today I'm going to post this post. Today I'm going to do, it was a healthy way for me to spend my time instead of focusing on the other things. So that's kind of how I found Thrive. I did February 7th of 2022. Yeah, that's kind of how I got here so far.
I love her story, guys, and let's congratulate her on being over a year now, completely sober from alcohol. Freaking go. It's been really incredible, and I think this is my favorite part about this business is watching people evolve. And I know we've talked about this before, watching your team evolve is such a different feeling than yourself growing even. Of course, yourself growing is such a big thing, but when you watch other people grow right before your eyes, it reminds me on the days that I don't want to work my business, why I continue to bust butt, because I want everyone to be better, right? I want everyone to be better and feel better and do better. And it's just, oh, it's such a blessing watching your team like grow literally right before your eyes. So Denisse was at some firehouses. And the thing is a lot of this success, some has happened overnight. Like Ryan, one of her girls just went 4K in 10 days. And we'll talk a little bit on how that, she was going to join us, but she had something come up. And then, you know, she also has another girl on her team that was a little team as far as helping them when they first join. And this is what I did with her. This is what I do with my girls. And that's where she learns from. It's like a trickle effect, right? So people are you got to lead by example because your team will follow you. And so we're going to go over a little bit on kind of how we run people through, you know, when they first join the business. Denisse, I'll let you kind of run on this, and then I'll jump in when it.
So it's definitely been a learning process on how I have found is most helpful for new promoters. And it's super, super important to meet people where they are, love them where they are. Don't force them to do things. You can't force somebody to do anything, right? And everybody is a little bit different. Everybody, you know, I've had people like Ryan, who she's asking me 78 times a day, what can I do now? What can I do now? What can I do now? Like they want that. They are ready to push themselves out of their comfort zone every second of the day. And then there are some people where you kind of have to spoon feed. You have to kind of spoon feed them what they need to do, because they just take a little bit longer to, you know, gain that confidence. And that's totally okay. It's important to know that I personally did not hit my VIP bonuses. I personally didn't get to 4K till months and months and months and months into my business. My journey, but I'm still here. My journey is just as valid as the next person who got all of their VIP bonuses, who got their Maui Gym sunglasses, who went 4K in 5 days. Like it's so important to love everybody's journey for what they are. It's also super, super important to kind of, how do I say this? When you're working with somebody, you can tell, how do I say this? I'm sorry. When you're working with somebody and they are just telling you, oh yeah, I want to do it. Oh yeah, I want to do it, but not just doing the do's. You have to also take that as it is. When I was in the beginning and I was getting my first promoters and I was like, hey, we got to do this. Hey, it's time to do this. Hey, it's time to do this. And they were ghosting me, right? And they were responding. It's important for us to say, okay, I love them where they're at, but I have to now focus on the people that do want the growth, that do want, you know, to move forward. So the reason I say this is because I have been caught in the trap where I was like basically trying to beg people to come, you know, do the work and all of that. And I've seen a change in my business now when I'm focusing on my energy on the people that do focus on my content as well and grow together instead of trying to drag people. And I say that with so much love, obviously, because if anybody comes back, then I welcome open arms.
Yeah, and something I love, you guys, that we do, and we also have started doing, is a weekly onboarding call. It's very helpful when you connect with someone in their VIP period, or someone that's new to their business, that you understand what they want out of this business. If you're not understanding exactly what they want, you might think they want to replace their job with it, right? If they just want this to thrive for free, you have to know that. Otherwise, you're going to push them too much that they quit. And if you're not pushing someone enough that wants this full time, they're going to say, well, what the heck? Why do I hear about all these things that they do and I'm not getting that? You got to get on the same page right away. So what our team started doing is we started hosting weekly onboarding calls. So they're every Wednesday at 7, and, you know, we switch out leaders, and we have any new people that, you know, are either a couple days before that Zoom jump on it, or we send out the replay if it just happened, so that they're always on this kind of VIP onboarding Zoom, right? We are explaining, we open it up for questions if they have any questions, and it just kind of helps you get on the same page. And I think that's so important. And also, what we've done is we're creating a very easy layered leadership process. It has to be easy, or people will check out, honestly. So yeah, what we do in our VIP, and I wanted to just touch on this because I feel like when someone's, whether they hit the bonus or not, when someone's taught how to do the right things from the beginning, they're gonna feel more confident in it. So copy and paste to us needs to be left in last year. I know a lot of us have gotten really used to having people copy and paste their first posts. You know, do this post with an excited selfie. Well, everyone that's joined our team has done that post. It's not personable. Their network can frickin' feel it. It doesn't feel right. It feels awkward. And honestly, with the way social media is these days, that stuff doesn't work. So what me and Denisse have created for our team is how to make a post right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, we have a layout. Denisse maybe can jump through it real quick if you have it handy. I don't know, if not, it's fine. But we have and I can even maybe send you it, but it's kind of just a guide on how to write a post. And then what we did is we made stories for them, right? We got to help them. Some people have never used stories ever. And so we created a set of stories like, I'm excited to join this business. Put your pic here. We put a little thing, put your pic here. It teaches them how to add their pictures to the stories, how to add a call to action, a poll, a question box. Do you have that little like kind of guide handy of how you walk someone through just a very basic first post? I don't know if you have that on, or maybe
Are you talking about the story sequence?
Yeah, so hold on. So basically, yeah, I'll send it. I'll send our little story sequence to Amber. We can get it to you guys. We'll put it somewhere. But it's very helpful to teach people to post. If you want to elaborate a little bit on that, it's very, I mean, the engagement is way better alone.
Right. So you know, we've all done it. We've all done the copy paste. It's how a lot of us were taught, and it comes from a place of love, in a sense. Like we're wanting to be helped, you know, by having that to post. So there's something on there. But something that I learned is that having one super quality Facebook post a day will do so much more for your business than having 3 copy paste posts. I used to copy paste all the time. It was convenient. You're like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna throw this up because I need to put something up there, and then I would get 0 likes, and then it just kind of kills your algorithm. It kills your social media flow. So teaching somebody from the beginning with a super simple story sequence process, it helps. It's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. You're going to have to walk them through it. You're going to read their post and maybe help them tweak the first couple times. But once they get the hang of it, their posts are going to be so much more potent because their audience can feel their energy. They can feel the energy through the post. They can feel the emotion. It'll draw emotion instead of just like a post saying, here are my 3 steps, easy as 1, 2, 3. Like that doesn't make anybody feel anything. And people buy through emotion. They don't buy products. They buy emotion. The emotion that how you make them feel in your post. So yeah, I can definitely find that story sequence, and I'll send it to you if you don't have it still so we can share it, because following that is so beneficial. And just a quick breakdown so you can kind of get the feel of it is glitchy for me too. Can you hear me, Ash?
Yeah, I can. Guys, if it's glitchy on your end, once the Zoom is uploaded, the recording, it'll kind of even out. So if it's too glitchy for you, then maybe just watch it back when we get the recording. It should even out. Yeah, so okay. I think
hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine. But yeah, it's
okay.
Signal issues. So yeah, guys, this has been a really big change for me. And actually Denisse pushed me into doing this. I was so used to, and this is why you got to let your downline lead you too. I'm not a boss, right? We're a team. We do this together. We're building businesses together. We're building a team together. And I'm someone who hates change. But you know, she and a lot of my team have pushed me into change. And change is good. And so this is something that we've probably been utilizing for a month or maybe maybe 2 months now. And it's been a freaking game changer. Our posts aren't like everyone else's. And if you do this, if you follow this process, you'll never have that, right? Because it's personal stuff. So yeah, that's been a huge.
Another thing about when you're writing the post, like when you're creating your own post, is that it feels really good. Once you get into the hang of how to tell your story in a post, those words start flowing because you're coming from a place of truth. You're coming from a place of like where you were, how you felt, how you are now. And it may sound intimidating in the beginning, like, oh my gosh, I have to come up with a post. Like, that's so scary. But once you get the hang of it, like, it just feels incredible to know that those are your words and your truth.
Yeah, so true. And also, you guys, I feel like this also just creates a lot of good layered leadership. As people are going through and learning how to post themselves right from the beginning, you know, I've noticed that within 2 weeks, they're like fire. They're talking in their stories because we push them to do that. They're making posts. I'm like, whoa, like we still have our girl Morella still sends us posts. Like, is this good? And we're like, dude, yes. I'm like, I kind of want to copy that, but I won't. I'm trying not to do that. But yeah, like they really learn how to write and just push that emotion through their social media. Another tip that we've learned recently is 1 post a day is far more better. That's just what I'm going to say. Far more better than 3 posts. I know a lot of times we used to do, and this is something we used to push, is just knock out content. 1 good post a day, guys, switching it between personal and Thrive, and making sure that it's not just a graphic, but your picture and how you're feeling, and actually take that time to write it out has been a game changer. And post as many reels a day as you want, but if you're not doing that yet, you definitely need to be doing that. We wanted to keep this just like short and sweet today and just kind of touch on that kind of stuff. One thing I wanted to go over is Ryan grabbing her bonus. Now, Denisse and I were talking I'll let you kind of talk about this as not kind of judging a book by its cover. And not that was Ryan, but just in general, we were talking about this because you really just never know who's going to like run for this business. The people you might expect don't do anything, and the people that will surprise you. But talk a little bit, because you guys, we're going to have her jump on, but like I said, she had something come up with her daughter's school. How she's utilized the double QV to grab her bonus, and just like how she did that. I mean, she did do 4K in 10 days. And I do think you guys right now, Lavelle, I mean, how many times have they dropped double QV? Like, I'm actually like mind blown about it. I can't even count 3-4 times. Okay, talk about that a little bit, because I think you guys really need to be making sure that your team is talking and utilizing this promo right now.
Right. So just a little bit on like not judging somebody by their cover it really is just that. Like, you're gonna come across these people who join and they already have a beautiful profile pic and a beautiful this and a beautiful that, and they look like they, are an online presence, and then like they will do nothing. And then there's going to be those people where like you don't know where to start on cleaning up their social media, but you start and you help them and they freaking fly. They just like, they gun it. They take the tools you gave them, they're moldable, and they just run for it. And that's 2 of my biggest rock stars on my team. I just didn't think that they were going to want to run the way that they have ran. So just never judge a book by its cover. Give people the time to show you, and don't assume what they need and they don't need. Ryan was actually with me in one of my old network marketing years ago. We go way back. We've been friends for a long, long time. We'll talk here and there. And I got her, she wanted to try the steps. So I got her on the steps. Within a couple days, she was like, Denisse, like, you know, I feel better than I've ever felt. Like, I feel like I want to promote this. So I'm just like, okay, let's do it, girl. Let's do it. So we sign her. I help her clean up her profile. I start giving her the tasks so she can start growing her business. She is like 90% of her business so far has been belly to belly. So she's talking and talking and talking to friends, to family, to friends, family, to family friends. Like she's talking to everybody. She would have like 100% hit 4K even without the double QV because it's only the 10th. But she understood how amazing of a business investment that $800 kit was. She understood that it had those promo codes because I was giving her some of my promo codes. She saw the value. She saw the value in the $800 kit. She saw the value in getting paid as 200K. It's important that we don't shy away from telling people about what we have to offer, because again, when it comes to judging a book by its cover, you don't know what they will want to do. You won't know if they will want that $800 kit unless you ask them. You know, you won't know. So she literally just like messaging me all day, taking all the tasks that I gave her, talking, taking advantage of the double QV for the $800 kit. And in 10 days, she hit all 3 of her VIP bonuses plus 4K, which is incredible because, you know, that extra $500 she'll be getting. So yeah, she just ran with it.
Yeah, and I want you guys, I think a lot of people are afraid, still to this day, I have people that are afraid to talk about the 800 pack. You guys, that kit is freaking bomb. When someone is, they have 6 months of product to set their business up with. They have all the promo codes, right? And then if you explain how they're going to be halfway to their first rank, almost halfway just by grabbing that kit, how it has free shipping, you're paid as a 200K, explain that. Right? Like we really need to be right now until the promo's over pushing that. Like, is it over yet? I don't even, it's still going, right?
The 16th is when it's done.
Okay, yeah, you guys push that stuff. Like, don't be afraid to talk about that kit. That kit is amazing. You can make your money back like that. So
just with the VIP.
Yeah, and
make the money back.
for sure. And like all that product, you push Minnie, she's going to do a local, like that pushes, because she's so belly to belly, she's pushing to do a local. We really need to be talking about it. Otherwise, you guys are doing a disservice to people, honestly. I hate to break the bear, but if you're mentioning that or you haven't in like a couple days, you need to get in your messenger. Cool. The last thing I wanted to quickly touch on, because I think we briefly discussed it, something me and Denisse do for people, and it does really build their confidence in their business, is when they join, we ask them like a couple things about them. What do they love? What are they into? And we have them send us a really nice selfie. We do a quick revamp of their profile. Quick, just new cover photo, new profile picture. So we'll have them send us a nice photo. We'll edit it. We'll change it to the white background or whatever you like to do that you know looks nice. And then we just use Canva, create them a quick, nice, beautiful banner. And it just gives their page just a quick revamp, and it gives them a lot of confidence right off the jump. So that's something we've been doing that's been really great recently. I don't know where I heard it, but I started doing it. It's just been such a game changer. So you guys definitely implement that into your team too. It takes a few seconds for me. So yeah, anyways, I wanted to touch on that. If you had like, I'm trying to figure out how to close this out. If you had like your biggest tip that you could give someone, or I don't know, any last minute thoughts to give people, you guys, you've got to be stepping out of your comfort zone, and you've got to be leading by example. Those are my 2 like biggest tips.
I would like to say is my biggest tip is to show up as the person that you want to be. Just because right now you're not thriving for free yet, show up for yourself. Like if you are a 4K with a team of 20, show up as that person, because when you start showing up as that person that you want to be, you'll start attracting those experiences that you want to experience. I show up like I'm a freaking 200K. In my mind, I have it written here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe not. I have it written on my whiteboard and it says, show up like a 200K, because that's where I want to be one day. And so I'm going to freaking act like it. Okay.
Amen to that, you guys. If you want to be that bitch, you got to show up as that bitch. All right, well, you guys, you know, go talk about those kits. It's double QV. Go revamp some profiles or something. You know, get a good system in place for your downline, and you guys will really start to see some changes by, you know, implementing these. These are some things I can promise you will work if you do it. So I love you guys. I hope you guys. It's only 11:30. I don't know. This is short and sweet, the way I like it. Before the babysitter, she's literally taken out. I gave her wipes just to take out wipes. That's where I'm at today. So anyone can do this business. Love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Happy payday. And talk about that.
Bye. Bye.